بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الفاتحة إلى حضرة النبي سيدنا محمد وآله وأصحابه الكرام. الفاتحة. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون لقد حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون. إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون. إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم. إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين. واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاءها المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم اثنين فكذبوهما فعززنا بثالث فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون. قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون. قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين. قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم لئن لم تنتهوا لنرجمنكم وليمسنكم منا عذاب أليم. قالوا طائركم معكم أئن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون. وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرا وهم مهتدون. وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون. أأتخذ من دونه آلهة إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغني عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون. إني إذا لفي ضلال مبين. إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون. قيل ادخل الجنة قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون بما غفر لي ربي وجعلني من المكرمين. وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعده من جند من السماء وما كنا منزلين. إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم خامدون. يا حسرة على العباد ما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون. ألم يروا كم أهلكنا قبلهم من القرون أنهم إليهم لا يرجعون. وإن كل لما جميع لدينا محضرون. وآية لهم الأرض الميتة أحييناها وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنه يأكلون. وجعلنا فيها جنات من نخيل وعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون ليأكلوا من ثمره وما عملت أيديهم أفلا يشكرون. سبحان الذي خلق الأزواج كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون. وآية لهم الليل نسلخ منه النهار فإذا هم مظلمون. والشمس تجري لمستقر لها ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم. والقمر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالعرجون القديم. لا الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر ولا الليل سابق النهار وكل في فلك يسبحون. وآية لهم أنا حملنا ذريتهم في الفلك المشحون وخلقنا لهم من مثله ما يركبون. وإن نشأ نغرقهم فلا صريخ لهم ولا هم ينقذون إلا رحمة منا ومتاعا إلى حين. وإذا قيل لهم اتقوا ما بين أيديكم وما خلفكم لعلكم ترحمون. وما تأتيهم من آية من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها معرضين. وإذا قيل لهم أنفقوا مما رزقكم الله قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا أنطعم من لو يشاء الله أطعمه إن أنتم إلا في ضلال مبين. ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين. ما ينظرون إلا صيحة واحدة تأخذهم وهم يخصمون فلا يستطيعون توصية ولا إلى أهلهم يرجعون. ونفخ في الصور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون. قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم ألا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وأن اعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون اصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون اليوم نختم على أفواههم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون ولو نشاء لطمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فأنى يبصرون ولو نشاء لمسخناهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مضيا ولا يرجعون ومن نعمره ننكس في الخلق أفلا يعقلون وما علمناه الشعر ما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما عملت أيدينا أنعاما فهم لها مالكون وذللناها لهم فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منافع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند محضرون فلا يحزنك قولهم إنا نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون أولم يرى الإنسان أنا خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين وضرب لنا مثلا ونسي خلقه قال من يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحييها الذي أنشأها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بلى وهو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون صدق الله العلي العظيم وبلغ رسوله النبي الحبيب الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والحمد لله رب العالمين ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم واختم بالصالحات أعمالنا وآجلنا يا الله يا كريم اللهم اغفر لأمة سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم اللهم ارحم أمة سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم اللهم استر أمة سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم اللهم اجبر أمة سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وافعل كذلك يا الله بذرية سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم دعواهم فيها سبحانك اللهم وتحياتهم فيها سلام وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم يا عظيم سلطان يا قديم الإحسان يا دائم النعم يا كثير الجود يا واسع العطاء يا خفي اللطف لطيف الصنع لما لا يعجل صل يا ربي على سيدنا محمد وآله وسلم وارضى عن الصحابة أجمعين اللهم لك الحمد شكرا ولك المن فضلا وأنت ربنا حقا ونحن عبيدك رقا وأنت لم تزل ذلك أهلا يا ميسر كل عسير ويا جابر كل كسير ويا صاحب كل فريد ويا مغني كل فقير ويا منقوي كل ضعيف ويا مأمن كل مخيف يسير علينا كل عسير فتيسير العسير عليك يسير اللهم يا من لا يحتاج إلى البيان والتفسير حاجاتنا كثير وأنت عالم بها وخبير اللهم إني أخاف منك وأخاف ممن يخاف منك وأخاف ممن لا يخاف منك اللهم بحق من يخاف منك نجنا ممن لا يخاف منك اللهم بحق سيدنا محمد احرسنا بعينك التي لا تنام واكنفنا بكنفك الذي لا يرام وارحمنا بقدرتك علينا فلا نهلك وأنت ثقتنا ورجاؤنا وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم الحمد لله رب العالمين عدد خلقه ورضا نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته اللهم إنا نسألك زيادة في الدين وبركة في العمر وصحة في الجسد وسعة في الرزق وتوبة قبل الموت شهادة عند الموت ومغفرة بعد الموت وعفوا عند الحساب ومانا من العذاب ونصيبا من الجنة وارزقنا النظر إلى وجهك الكريم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين في كل لحظة أبدا عدد خلقه ورضا نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Alhamdulillah, we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that today we are in the 10 days, then the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, and we are in day of Friday. So today we have two fadilat from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Firstly is Friday, the Eid, weekly Eid, weekly celebration day, weekly day of gifts from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Secondly, this Friday falls on the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. Just like during the last 10 days of Ramadan, especially the last Friday during the last 10 days of Ramadan, that is the time where people really seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They do the salat qada, they do the salat hajat during that very last day of the last Friday of Ramadan. And then during the Dhul Hijjah, the next 10 days, 10 special days throughout the year. First is the last 10 days of Ramadan. Next is the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, whereby Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Al-Quran Al-Kareem, وَالْفَجْرِ وَالْلَيَالٍ عَشْرٍ. Due to this day of Fajr, to the Fajr and the 10 days, the 10 nights, the first 10 nights of Dhul Hijjah. So the ulama, they discuss which is more preferable. Is it the last 10 days of Ramadan or the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah? Of course, the last 10 days of Ramadan is more special because it's during Ramadan. Ramadan is the leader of all months, and Ramadan we seek Laylatul Qadar during the last 10 nights of Ramadan. So the next 10 days, the next special 10 days will be these 10 days. We are now in these first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. What are we to do in this first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah? Firstly, it is encouraged for us to do fasting, not only on the 8th and 9th of Dhul Hijjah, but from the first till 9th. So first Dhul Hijjah, second Dhul Hijjah, third Dhul Hijjah, fourth Dhul Hijjah, fifth Dhul Hijjah. So for those who are free, they are strong, they are not sick, they are not ill, and then they left these few days without fasting, it's best that tomorrow you start fasting. And then next year, you put effort to do this fast from the first day of Dhul Hijjah. So all the 9 days, all are sunnat mu'akkadah. All are sunnat mu'akkadah. The 9th day will be the most special one. That is the day of Arafah. Who perform fast during that day will be forgiven all his sins for 2 years. The previous year and the coming year. Then the second one is the 8th day of Dhul Hijjah, day of Tarwiyah. And then the first and the 7th of Dhul Hijjah are all the same. And then during these 9 days, we do the fasting. The fasting during the day, and during the night, we are to do a lot of zikr. La ilaha illallah, la ilaha illallah, la ilaha, as much as we could. And then for those who have intention to perform the korban ibadat, the slaughtering of sacrifice during the 10th day of Dhul Hijjah, it is encouraged for him not to cut his nails, any hair, bodily hair, all for these 10 days until the sheep or the goat is being slaughtered after that. Alhamdulillah, we see the screen there. Habib Umar bin Hafiz came here exactly a month ago. So last month, we don't have a session here because all of us attended function together with Habib Umar bin Hafiz. With the visiting of Habib Umar bin Hafiz, what example should we follow? Of course, we want to gain something. When he come, many people 10 and thousands of people come want to see him. So just for one session only. After that he's gone back to Yemen, and then we wait for next time for him to come, for us to watch his speech in the YouTube, just like that. Must take something, must learn something and take something, that we use this throughout our life till we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What are we to copy from him? What are we to take example from him? Of course, his turban and his robe and his shawl. Only that? Not only that. Not only that. When we look at Habib Omar, when we look at this, all our scholars, please look at their heart. See how sincere they are. How sincere they are being a Muslim, a servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. With the ilm they have. Many people, they come here not as master. They come here as servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with this big responsibility from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to deliver on behalf of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam to the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Come with just that intention. Sincere. Follow, study, and try to copy his sincerity. He talked from deep inside his heart. He talked to us. He addressed us. He addressed our issues. He advised us. He bring us. He opened up our mind. He showed us the path. All for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as a servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as someone who loves us, as someone who cares for us. This is what our Prophet Muhammad says, that Ballighu anni walau ayah. Ballighu, deliver on behalf of me, even one ayah. Many of us interpret this hadith a bit lacking. Oh, deliver from me, even an ayah. Not just deliver, not only just deliver even an ayah. Deliver on my behalf. Anni, that is important. With the heart of Rasulullah, with the keenness of Rasulullah, with the love of Rasulullah, with the worry of Rasulullah, with the softness of Rasulullah. Then, with that feeling, we talk to the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, every generation, every time, there will be always sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to save this ummah. To save this ummah, and then to bring us. Then all of us will be gathered together in the mahshar day, and then we can see all those that follow. First batch, Sayyidina Umar Abdul Aziz. The second batch that follow, Imam Shafi'i. The third batch that follow, so and so, and so. And then we hope that we would be those in the group together with our leader, Habib Umar bin Hafiz. So when he comes, look at him. Oh, Ya Allah, I like to recognize his face, Ya Allah. Oh, Ya Allah, how I come today to be with him. How I come today to witness him as the one then sent by you, Ya Allah. I seek from you, Ya Allah. I appeal from you, Ya Allah, that please allow me to be with this big gathering during that big day later. That's the purpose when Habib Umar come. We come all the way just to meet Habib Umar bin Hafiz. Alhamdulillah. Today we continue our book, Antidote of the Heart. So we come to page 77. For those who knows me earlier, never mind. For those who first time come to my class, especially those who's watching from the internet, please make known that actually I'm not an English speaking person. That's why we can't speak English, not very fluently, very not fluently. But we have to talk to. If not, all those our English speaking brothers would claim me during the day of judgment. Oh Allah, this person, he can speak a little bit of English, but he refused to deliver to us. He only speak to people of his people with his language, Ya Allah. He don't even try to deliver to us. Then I'll be questioned. One thing. Second thing is to practice this so that we can fluently. Thirdly is to give encouragement to all of you, those who can speak English fluently, for you to share and deliver. One day, we need this a lot, to deliver in this language. During the time of Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam, when he comes down later, all those who follow his religion, not his religion, follow that religion that say that he's the son of God, would convert to Islam. Who would be there to teach all of them? All the ustads. Not all of them can speak English. Very few of them can speak English. All of us are required that time to guide at least one person. Welcome them to Islam and then guide them the basic knowledge of Islam. Page number 77. Up to which paragraph? Conditions where it is permissible to backbite. Correct? You know, backbite, gossip, talk bad about people. Whatever you talk, anything bad about anybody, when he listens, he won't feel happy. That is backbiting, even though it's true. Why are you gossiping? Why are you backbiting him? No, I'm not doing this. I'm telling the truth. The truth is backbiting. How we know that he won't be pleased when he listens to that? We just see if ourselves, if anyone to say anything about us, this and that, like we say about our brothers, would we be happy? Of course we won't be happy. Then we know that he won't be happy. And then Rasulullah has mentioned, as we had read the hadith earlier, beware of this backbiting. It is worse than committing adultery, zina. So the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked our Prophet Muhammad, how could that be, ya Rasulullah? You know that zina is very bad. How could this backbiting is worse than zina? Rasulullah said that when someone commits zina and he repents to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will just forgive him just like that. But those who commit this backbiting, his sins won't be forgiven unless the one that he bite forgive him. So it's not for us to choose. So it's better to do zina or backbiting. No, it's not like that. You know that zina is bad, very bad. This one is worse. To repent from sins of backbiting cannot be settled in this world, but the next world. Next world, you know, next world is what, you know? Mahshar, the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The claim over there will not be dollar, ringgit, gold, but all your good deeds will be taken back. And then the punishment over there will not be imprisonment. It will not be, I sue you in court for how many million for talking bad about me, but hellfire. The consequence is hellfire. That's why be careful. But there are 6 conditions whereby it's permissible to backbiting. The intention of doing this is, of course, not to give shame to people. That is not to, for goodness, for his goodness, and for goodness of all people. First thing, the prohibition of backbiting is agreed upon by the whole ummah, except for few situations where it is permissible to backbite a person. But firstly, when a person complains to the ruler regarding a person who has abused them, and he reports the abuse done to him to the ruler. In our case, we say that they report to the police. In olden time, they say report to qadi. To lodge complaint. For example, what's the difference of reporting to qadi and reporting to mufti? When you report to qadi, it means you want the qadi to take action. Qadi is judge. So that qadi is judge and whoever under the law department, judge, policeman, investigator, all that. So you report to them, you want them to investigate, you want them to take action against this fella. But if you report to mufti, means you seek his advice, but you take your own action. You take your own action. Yeah, mufti, this fella did this to me. What action should I take? Can I do this? Can I do that? If mufti say, oh, it's best that this and this, then you do. That is the difference between reporting to mufti and reporting to qadi. So this is reporting. In the original book, we say that reporting to the qadi. Reporting to the authority, we say. Reporting to the authority. Just like, for example, you go to the police station. Excuse me, officer, I would like to lodge a report regarding my neighbor. What happened? I don't want to gossip about him. I don't want to backbite him. You just go investigate. You must tell him why you come here, what bad deeds they do. So don't you give extra job for them, they come to your house and then watch whatever. Tell them, because I saw that this house maybe got no good activities. Every time you see people come in and out and then they behave very, very suspiciously, can talk. So that the authority will do investigation and would take action. So that is allowable. You go to the police and you lodge a report. Secondly, a person who seeks help in fighting corruption and mention the corruption that occurred. But this one is that you see someone committing something bad, doing something bad. If I were to tell him, to talk to him, oh brother, please don't do this. This is the month of Ramadan. This is Friday. Why are you doing this and this and this? Surely he won't accept. Or maybe would cause quarrel or fight between me and him. But if I complain to his uncle, then he would listen to him. Then you talk to his uncle. Oh, Mr. So-and-so, I like to complain to you. Your nephew is doing this right now. Please advise him. Aren't you backbiting him? Are you talking back? Yes, but that is with the intention of good intention. To stop the bad deeds. To stop him, to hinder him, so that someone would advise him. Someone would advise him and clear the matter, so it won't spread, it won't go further. So that is allowable. Thirdly, is when you go to a mufti. If you go to a mufti, ask for advice. Thirdly, a person who is asking for fatwa, legal pronouncement by a mufti. When the fatwa is sought of, the person mentioned the situation that occurred. For example, a wife said to the mufti, my husband is being stingy to me, and he did not give me the necessity that I require. That is the wife talking bad about his husband, about her husband, to the mufti, complaining, talk bad. In other case, she cannot talk. She cannot complain to her mother. She cannot complain to her neighbor. But to the mufti, yes, she can. Is it permissible for me to take his money, which I really need for myself, pickpocket? Is it allowable? Then the mufti say, yes, please do. So this wife reporting to the mufti is actually she's backbiting her husband, talking bad about him, but allowable. So this one is actually taken by an incident. A lady came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Oh yeah, Rasulullah, my husband never provide me enough. Is it allowable for me to pickpocket from money from his pocket for my use, whatever necessary? Sorry, yes, you can do so. So from that, ulama said that it is allowable. Fourthly, to warn other Muslim about the corruption of a certain person. For example, mentioning the bad attitude of a woman to another Muslim to prevent them from marrying that woman. Can. Excuse me, I like to have something to seek your advice. This girl last time she worked in your company, in your shop. Now she's applying job as a sales girl, as a cashier in my shop. Can I know how's her character? How last time she worked at your place? Should I accept her or should I not accept her? Oh, I dare not say. When she has become your staff, then you would know yourself. Oh, you must tell. Last time she worked with me, but she likes to quarrel, she come late. Tell, whatever necessarily. Marriage also. I like to ask, so and so ever live in the same village with you? Now, his son is asking for my daughter for marriage. What's your opinion about that family? It's okay, that family is good, except the father was an ex-convict, and the mother liked to gossip people, and then that boy himself, every time in and out from the drug center. Up to you if you want to accept. All that you can spend, you can tell. All this taken from whom? One lady asked Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Rasulullah, someone proposed to me, my auntie proposed to me to match me with my cousin. But so and so also proposed also request me also. Which one should I accept? Rasulullah mentioned, this fella is known to be a wife beater. Pukul bini. Betul wife beater Betul it's a wife beater. The second one, so poor. He cannot, it's not suitable for you. Not suitable for you, then you won't feel comfortable with him. I suggest you the third person. The third person. Then you should be married to the third person. So happy. So means that we can tell that. But all these 6 backbiting, even though it's not sinful, but please avoid doing all this during the daytime of Ramadan. Would still affect your reward of fasting because you talk during the month of Ramadan. If it's not that important, just tell them, can we discuss this after Hari Raya? If not, at least at night you come, but not during fasting time. Fifthly, if a person is widely recognized by the nickname due to the disabilities that he has. For example, a person is called Al-Arash, meaning the crippled one. Just like the Malay people, all their names start with Muhammad. Muhammad Saleh, Muhammad Yusuf, Muhammad Adnan, Muhammad Sinso. But in the village, they got 10, 15 Ahmad and Muhammad. And then they call with all these, what we say, nicknames. Which Ahmad? The tall Ahmad, the short Ahmad, the fat Ahmad. Usually all these nicknames are no good nicknames. Nobody say the handsome Ahmad, the hardworking Ahmad, the every time smiling Ahmad. Usually nickname are very funny name. No good. The skinny Ahmad, Ahmad panjang, Ahmad pendek, Ahmad boncit, the big stomach Ahmad, the bench Ahmad, Ahmad bongkok, all those no good nicknames. But if you don't mention that, nobody knows. I'm looking for Ahmad. Which Ahmad? Ahmad Sulaiman bin Idris. Nobody knows him. Even his brother also don't know him. That's true, in the Malay community, sometimes a person so used to with that nickname, he doesn't even know his actual name. Last time I have an auntie in Muar. One officer came, Machi, you know this fella? Sounds familiar, but I don't know. Sorry, no one in this village of that name. Then when his daughter came back from work, just now one officer from what department come looking for this fella. Mom, you know who's that? It's you. Oh, it's my name. Because so all this while she never look at her IC, never go to any office. People just call her Ma Itam. So that name looks familiar, but none around that with that name, because none of them of that name. Even her own name. So in this community, it's something common, If you don't mention that name, nobody knows. For example, you watch the Piramli film. Mari kita lihat siapa yang kena. Who's that fella? What's his name? Ibrahim cute. The short Ibrahim. He himself also know Ibrahim pendek means the short Ibrahim. Until in the film also write Ibrahim pendek, the short Ibrahim. He never complain. He never say, I saw you, you call me short. You hurt my feeling. He say, so these people, if you come to my village, you're looking for me, you don't use my full name. You just say Ahmad Panjang, the long Ahmad. Not even tall, long, Tall is tinggi, panjang is long. Ahmad long, the long Ahmad. Don't know which part of him is long. His hand, maybe his neck. The Ahmad, the long Ahmad. Then people will know. If you see, you ask him, then that is allowable. That is allowable. That also try to avoid during the daytime of Ramadan. Lastly, when mentioning the sin of a person who has done the sin openly. Actually, backbiting is you open up people's shame. You tarnish his good name. But he himself opened up. He himself talk, oh, I perform this, I do this, show in public. Hold hand with a girl, for example. Riding a motorcycle with one girl, with another man. Like nobody's business. Talk so that he knows that his doing is not favorable amongst the people. What he did is people don't like. Talk so that he knows that this is no good and not acceptable. Not acceptable, allowable. Under this, actually, if people do commit sins openly, we can talk bad. What is the biggest sin? Biggest sin. Then they do it openly. Kufur to Allah Ta'ala. Disregard Allah as God, the Creator, their Creator. That's the biggest sin. That's why, whatever bad deeds all these people do, we talk, it's not sinful. But ulama say that it's not encouraged to gossip about them, because if we are so used to talking about good, bad things about people, then we will start to backbiting amongst us Muslims. And then with this also, if a person do these bad deeds, we can talk bad about him. We can open up, we can mention, even after his death. Even after his death, when someone is dead, we clean up the body, the one that bathed the corpse. For example, you see the sign that he passed away not in a good way, not in a good manner. For example, the tongue to come out. For example, anything bad. Bad smell. Can talk. But it's not like the drama we see in the television. That Pak Haji, his kampung, everybody die in a very bad way. What they call, Wak Kubur. Wak Kubur kan? Tanah Kubur. So in his village, everybody passed away in that manner. It's not that then he announced, look at these people, how he behaved last time. Now see what he get after his death. It's not to announce like that. Talk to whom? Someone necessary only. For example, his son, his close friend. While bathing his body, then something bad really appear. Come, call his son. You see, you know what your brother, your father practice every time. You know how's his behavior. You see what he's received now. You must not follow his footsteps. You now has a duty to get forgiveness from Allah Ta'ala on his behalf. Remember? So, you see, means just mention like that. Not to announce to everybody, oh people, please see this one, you see worm coming out from his neck. All that, not like that. And then, talk to him also. Maybe his close friends. After a few days, maybe later, you're that so-and-so close friend? Yes. I bathed his body, dead body. You know what I saw? Like this. Be careful. Better repent and come back to Allah Ta'ala. Let us make prayer for our friend that has passed away. Please, but we can mention. For this thing, when you one that prepare the dead body, he bathed a person who is known to be good. An ustad, an imam. But of course, everyone has something bad deeds. Maybe he do it in secret. But after his death, Allah Ta'ala make it appear. So, if he is known to be good, and then anything bad thing appear, we are not to mention. Hide, cover, protect his good name, even after his death. Cover, tell people not to mention anything to anyone. All those around, his sons, his relatives, not to mention to anyone. Protect his good name. And we seek forgiveness from Allah Ta'ala. Allah Ta'ala is very forgiving. Not to mention. if you do this bad guy, and then you have bad signs, talk to people, like just now we have mentioned. If you do to this bad guy, and you have good signs, gambler, womanizer, cheater, then you base his face become very white, very fair complexion, sweet smelling. Oh, don't tell people. Don't tell people. Don't spread to his family or to his friends. Later they say, see, even gambler also can have nice, can have a good death. Don't tell to people. Just keep, Alhamdulillah, God is very merciful. God's mercy has come upon him. God is very forgiving. We hope that we can be like him. We every time see that he's no good, but Allah shows that now he's good. We can see, when we prepare that body, we can see whether how this corpse, how he experienced his death. Allah Ta'ala will show. Allah Ta'ala will show. So those who every time do this, preparing the dead body, they would know what to mention, what not to mention. Sometimes you can mention bad deeds, even after his death, like just now we said. Sometimes keep quiet. Why? Keep his good name. Because he's known as a good person. Let it be forever. But if he's a bad guy, if he's a good guy, an imam and ustaz, after he's passed away, we're preparing his good body. Oh, sweet smelling. The face is very, very peace. Everything is good and easy. Tell people, oh, when I prepare this so and so, it's very easy. He's very good. We see that he had a good end. Tell people so that people is happy. People would like to follow his steps and then would be eager to pray for him. Tell people. So this under the 6:1. So other than that, no backbiting. Whom should we backbiting? Whom we should not? All, no matter whom. Especially whom? Especially all the Islamic scholars, ulama. Because when we backbite a person, it's like just eating his flesh. And then all the scholars, our Prophet Muhammad said that their flesh are poisonous. Means being protected by Allah Ta'ala. You dare to speak bad about them, you dare to bite them, you are inviting misery for your own self. So if anyone dare to say that this fellow is like this fellow is like this, Habib Umar is like that, we say, Inna lillahi wa inna rajiun. He's waiting for his time. Not the Habib's time. His time. Just waiting. Just waiting. Just waiting. Make dua. If Allah have mercy on him, Allah will make him repent. If not, we just see and look. May Allah give mercy to everybody. To us. And then to that brother also. To give him a clearer mind, clear vision that he stopped doing all that no good. Don't backbite a group of people. Don't backbite one person to a group of people. One person, but you spread in the internet. How many million? Means you are talking bad about this one person to how many million people? How are you to pay? Don't talk bad of one big group of people. For example, Malaysians. For example, actually we laugh. We got no problem. For example only, you talk anything bad about Indonesian. You know, this Indonesian, they are like this and like this and like that. Oh, just wait during the day of judgment. During this time, this day, so and so mentioned about Indonesian. Now, who wants to claim? How many million Indonesians? 200,000, 200 million. 200 million is now. From the time of President Sukarno until the end of time, how many? More. Pak, I want to claim, Pak, I'm Indonesian. So many of you. Yes, all of us you mentioned one time. All these Indonesian. Oh, even Habib Saleh Al-Jufri will be there. Habib Indar will be there. You just mentioned one name. Yeah? All this Mat Bangla, all this Rohingya, you mentioned, all the Rohingya who got nothing to do would also claim. You want to really talk, you just talk one particular person. That is bad enough. What more you say, the whole group of people, how are you to pay? You must pay. You must pay. Unable to pay, you have to carry the burden of the sins transferred to you. Have to. That's the only way to settle the thing. Because during the day of judgment, Allah Ta'ala would give up everything. Oh, this, you see, this Bangla, this Mat Bangla, oh, this Rohingya, oh, this ini. It's not we say that everybody is good. Actually, everybody is good. Yeah? But if you say mention, please be careful. Please be careful. Please. Don't gossip people who has passed away. How are you to forgive, to seek forgiveness from them? Don't gossip someone that you do not know. Just anybody on the road, you see the way he's dressing, the way you pass a certain village. You see that house, funny looking. Huh? The pillar is green color and then the wall is purple color. For example, no matter what color he wants, it's up to him. Not for you to mention. Not for you to mention. And then during the month of Ramadan, you can do the azan first.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
During the month of Ramadan, during Hajj time, you do backbiting would nullify the reward of your good deeds. The fast won't be nullified. It's no need for you to pay back, but will just be empty fast with no reward at all. No reward at all. Be careful. Backbiting, there is a formal one and informal one. Formal one means you know, you realize, intentionally. Second is unintentionally. The intentionally one is, for example, you know that fella, you know this, that is intentionally. That is clear cut, that is backbiting. Second one, we never realize, every day we say whatever this is one of the reasons that during the night of Isra Miraj, Rasulullah see that more women than men in the hellfire. May Allah Ta'ala save all our spouse, our sisters, our mother from what being seen by Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And our sisters behind there also. Why? Because women, whatever they see, they mention. Whatever they see, they mention. That is no good. That is backbiting without you realizing. For example, you go to shop. I want to buy a piece of cloth. You like this? You say just now, for example, you go with your friend. You say, this cloth, this is nice, look nice. You say, a bit rough. By saying it's a bit rough, you are talking bad about the shop owner. You are talking that, you are mentioning that he is selling this cloth, a very rough piece of cloth. You have to seek forgiveness. Excuse me, brother, I'm sorry, I have talked bad about you. What you talk is because I say that the cloth that you sell is rough. You have to forgive. You go to Bazaar Ramadan. I want to buy this, buy that. You said you want to buy fried meat. We have some fried meat. The color don't look nice. By mentioning the color don't look nice, you have to talk bad. You buy. You don't want, you say, why do you have this? You said you want, I want to have more choice. I have not seen others. Just give any reason, but not mention anything bad. Not mention anything bad. Not mention anything bad. We watch television, someone talking, someone singing. This kind of voice, you have to go to Sanggafuri and seek forgiveness from that fella. That is compulsory. That is compulsory. Then you will regret so much. Nowadays, we have this internet. Remember, whatever job we do, whatever things we do, if with that we gain reward, if the job what we do is good, then the reward is halal, permissible. If whatever things that you do is not permissible, then the reward is haram, not permissible. Some people, they have their own channel just to give comment this and whatever, no matter whom they comment this. The person that he comment don't even know that he's being mentioned. If he's wrong, you should tell him. You should tell him, brother, you do this is no good, this can we discuss. That is not to tell to the whole world, but the person, he himself doesn't know. Then, he's no good. If you just to, how they say that? Content. You have to have your content. Betul, just to have your content, you start to, if what you do is wrong, haram, then YouTube will give you money, right? If many like, many subscribe, you get money. That money is haram. Haram, then you feed your children, your wife with that haram money because you do haram job. What is your job? My part-time job is to gossip in the internet. Please be aware. Please be aware. If people talk bad about us, what are we to do? Just, if it's good, accept. If it's true, accept. And change ourselves. How bitter it is. If it's not true, then, Ya Allah, please I seek from you, Ya Allah, that I don't want to be like what he mentioned. And please save me, Ya Allah. Just like that, just enough like that. Then, after that, you smile. Why? You can claim from him. All his good deeds, all his rewards will be transferred to your account. You can smile again because all your demerit points will be transferred to him. But if you want to smile bigger, you want to smile longer, say, Ya Allah, no, Ya Allah, I forgive him, Ya Allah. He's my Muslim brother, Ya Allah, I forgive him. Then you won't be able to claim his good deeds, and then your bad deeds also won't be transferred to him, but you get special from Allah Ta'ala. You get big special from Allah Ta'ala. Castle made of gemstone, made of jewelry, will be prepared for you. For the brother that willing to forgive his another brother. So much bigger. So if people talk bad about us, but it's not easy, It's not easy to smile. Sometimes you smile, but your hand try. So Imam Ghazali, during Imam Ghazali, people say this. In Minhaj al-Abidin, he said that. Even Allah's word, people said Asatirul Awwalin. What is dongeng in English? Fairy tales, old folks tales, fairy tales. Even the words of our Prophet Muhammad, people say that is unsound mind. What more? Al-Ghazali's word. They would say that my blood is halal. Then they would say that means I'm not a Muslim. So up to now, So you think all these our scholars, when people talk back about them, they come so far to meet the people, to meet the ummah of Rasulullah, to meet the all brothers servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to guide them to something which is very big, the day of mahsyar. You think they can have the time to entertain all this? No, just like a fly, they will just, may God bless you, may God have mercy on you, you are still my brother. Just like that. Just like that. Make known, my brother. For those who like to mention this fella this kiai this habib this, ulama this, they got no time to entertain this. They are so worried. They were so worried about their sins. They are so worried about other people. They are so worried about that big day of judgment. They won't entertain all this. They won't entertain all this. And on top of all that, they are people of good character. They can just smile at you and make prayer for you. Wallahu alam bisawab. Inshallah we will meet again next month with the blessing of Allah Ta'ala. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.